Women are naturally perceptive when it comes to confidence. It's not something they consciously analyze. It's something they sense. When a woman notices a lack of confidence in a man, it can affect how she views him. Respect is an important part of attraction, and when it fades, interest can decrease. Many men don't realize how their actions impact the way they are perceived. They might believe they're being kind, accommodating, or thoughtful, but sometimes these behaviors can come across in a way that reduces their presence in a relationship. In today's fast-paced dating world, confidence plays a major role. Women have many choices, and they often gravitate toward those who carry themselves with certainty and assurance. However, confidence isn't just about wealth or physical strength. A person can have financial success and still struggle in relationships if they exhibit certain patterns of behavior that create distance. On the other hand, someone without material success can still maintain strong connections if they project self-assurance and emotional stability. This is why understanding perception in relationships is so important. Often, when interest starts to fade, it happens gradually. A partner may become distant, test boundaries, or shift focus without directly expressing why. Recognizing these patterns early can help prevent misunderstandings and strengthen connections. By learning about the subtle signals that influence attraction and connection, you can become more aware of how you present yourself. Today, we'll explore key behaviors that can impact how you're perceived and how small changes can help build stronger, more fulfilling relationships. Let's get into the first one. 1. When a woman senses that you rely on her approval, it can change the way she views you. Many men don't even realize they're doing this. They constantly seek reassurance, try too hard to impress, or adjust their behavior to gain her approval. This can come across as insecurity, which can weaken attraction. Confidence plays a key role in relationships, and women tend to be drawn to those who lead rather than those who follow. When someone appears overly dependent on validation, it may signal a lack of confidence. Certain behaviors can contribute to this perception. Constantly texting and waiting for a response as if it determines self-worth. Frequently asking if she still likes you or checking if she's upset, over-apologizing for minor things, or changing personal opinions to match hers. These habits can create an impression of insecurity. A strong connection is built on mutual respect, and that respect often comes from a person's ability to be sure of themselves. The key is to focus less on what she thinks and more on maintaining self-assurance. This doesn't mean being dismissive or rude. It means moving with confidence and certainty. If she pulls away, there's no need to chase. If there's disrespect, addressing it or walking away can be a sign of self-respect. Confidence isn't about proving worth, it's about knowing it. When someone truly believes in themselves, it's evident in their actions, and others can sense it instantly. This energy naturally draws people in, creates respect, and strengthens attraction. When validation-seeking behavior is removed, the dynamic shifts. The relationship becomes one of mutual admiration rather than control or tests. Confidence leads the way. 2. When someone avoids conflict at all costs, it can send the wrong message, and others pick up on it quickly. If you let things slide just to keep the peace, it may come across as a lack of confidence. Relationships require mutual respect, and if one person consistently folds under pressure, it can shift the balance. Some believe that always agreeing, avoiding arguments, and tolerating bad behavior will strengthen a connection, but that's not necessarily true. In reality, a strong relationship is built on honesty, communication, and the ability to set boundaries. There are certain behaviors that signal a fear of conflict. Ignoring disrespect instead of addressing it, saying it's fine when it's not, allowing the other person to control decisions without expressing concerns, or suppressing personal thoughts to avoid upsetting them, these actions can lead to an unhealthy dynamic. A strong person doesn't seek out conflict, but they also don't shy away from standing their ground. If something crosses a line, it's important to communicate that calmly and clearly. Strength in communication isn't about yelling or overreacting, it's about setting boundaries with confidence. Understanding this is crucial because people naturally test limits in relationships. If someone notices they can overstep without consequences, they may continue pushing further. This can create an environment where one person is constantly trying to avoid confrontation, leading to resentment over time. Healthy relationships require both individuals to feel heard and respected, and that means speaking up when necessary. It's common to hear that people want someone who is nice, but what they truly value is someone who is strong in their beliefs and willing to address issues when needed. A relationship built on honesty and mutual understanding is far more fulfilling than one based on avoidance. The key is to stop fearing potential loss. If standing up for yourself pushes someone away, it's a sign that the foundation wasn't strong to begin with. Self-respect should never be sacrificed to maintain a connection. Confidence in handling conflict isn't about being aggressive, it's about being calm, direct, and firm. People respect those who maintain their standards and communicate clearly. When someone handles challenges with assurance, it strengthens their relationships rather than weakens them. Confidence and respect go hand in hand, and maintaining both is essential for any meaningful connection. 3. Many people unknowingly sabotage their relationships by giving too much too soon. They invest their time, energy, and emotions into someone before a real connection has been built, often without realizing how it's perceived. Instead of creating attraction, this can come across as overly eager, making them seem too available or easily replaceable. Genuine connections take time, and respect is earned through balance, not through excessive giving. When someone overinvests early on, it can shift the dynamic in an unhealthy way. Constantly texting and always being available, dropping personal plans to accommodate another person, trying to win them over with gifts or financial gestures, expressing deep feelings too soon, or continuing to pursue them despite receiving minimal effort in return. These behaviors can send the message that one person values the other more than they value themselves. Relationships thrive on mutual effort, and when one person does all the work, the balance is lost. Attraction isn't built through desperation. It's built through mutual interest and respect. While attention and generosity can be appreciated, they hold more value when given in the right measure. When someone receives too much too soon, they may enjoy the attention initially, but over time, they might not appreciate it in the same way. Relationships should feel balanced, where both individuals contribute and feel valued. The key is to maintain a healthy pace. Instead of giving everything up front, it's important to allow the relationship to develop naturally. Matching the other person's level of investment helps create a dynamic where both people are equally engaged. If one person is putting in 20%, the other should do the same. If interest increases, then effort can be reciprocated. People value what they earn and appreciate what they work for. When both individuals contribute to building the connection, it becomes stronger and more meaningful. Maintaining self-respect and allowing the relationship to progress at a natural pace creates an environment where both partners feel valued and invested. Balance is the foundation of a strong relationship. 4. In any relationship, there is always a natural power dynamic, and the person who controls it sets the tone. When someone lacks confidence in their decisions or direction, the other person often steps in to take control. This can create an imbalance where one person dictates how things unfold while the other simply follows along. While it may seem easier to adjust and accommodate, consistently giving up control can lead to a loss of respect over time. Many people unknowingly shift the balance by allowing the other person to dictate how often they meet, how they communicate, and even what's acceptable behavior. They adjust their schedule, energy, and even personality to fit into the other person's world instead of maintaining their own. When this happens, they begin to take on the role of a follower rather than an equal partner. Relationships thrive on mutual respect, and when one person takes all the leadership, attraction and admiration can fade. There are subtle ways this imbalance plays out. Allowing the other person to always decide when and where to meet, letting them control the flow of conversations, giving up decision-making power in every situation, or accepting emotional manipulation to avoid conflict. These behaviors can create an unhealthy dynamic. Even apologizing unnecessarily just to keep the peace can signal a lack of confidence. People naturally test boundaries to see how strong the other person's presence is. If someone starts off confident but gradually gives up control, it doesn't go unnoticed. While it may seem like having more power would be appealing, it often leads to frustration rather than fulfillment. The key to maintaining balance in a relationship is to hold on to personal standards and confidence. This doesn't mean being overbearing or controlling. It means having a clear sense of direction and making decisions with certainty. A strong presence creates stability, which is essential for trust and respect. Instead of adapting entirely to fit into someone else's world, it's important to maintain personal priorities and invite the other person into that space. From the start, taking the initiative in suggesting plans, making decisions, and maintaining personal boundaries sets the foundation for a balanced relationship. If someone attempts to take over the frame, standing firm without seeking approval or giving in to pressure keeps things equal. Confidence and self-assurance naturally earn respect, and maintaining them is key to fostering a strong, lasting connection. 5. Emotional control is one of the most important traits a person can have in any relationship. When someone reacts impulsively to every situation, whether through anger, frustration, or insecurity, it creates instability. In contrast, those who remain calm and composed in the face of challenges naturally earn respect. A steady presence provides security, which is essential for maintaining strong connections. Many people assume that expressing every emotion openly will lead to deeper relationships. They believe venting frustrations, reacting strongly to situations, or constantly seeking reassurance makes them more relatable. But in reality, it often does the opposite. When someone can't regulate their emotions, it signals a lack of control, which can lead to others losing trust in their ability to handle difficult situations. Those who are easily frustrated, overly jealous, or quick to anger may not realize that these reactions make them seem uncertain and unsteady. There are several ways emotional reactivity manifests. Becoming upset when plans change, turning small disagreements into major arguments, constantly complaining about life, or allowing someone else's mood to dictate personal emotions are all signs of instability. When emotions take over, it gives others power to manipulate the situation. Some people may even test this by ignoring messages, flirting with others, or making certain comments just to gauge the reaction. If someone immediately becomes defensive, needy, or upset, it shows a lack of control, making them seem less reliable. A strong presence is built on emotional discipline. Instead of reacting impulsively, those who remain composed send a clear message. They are in control of themselves, regardless of the situation. If something goes wrong, they handle it calmly and strategically, rather than allowing emotions to dictate their actions. They don't chase after those who pull away, and they don't let external circumstances shake their confidence. This stability naturally builds trust, making others feel secure in their presence. The key to emotional strength is mastering self-regulation. Taking a moment before reacting, considering the bigger picture, and refusing to let outside forces dictate emotions all contribute to a sense of inner control. When challenges arise, responding with patience and confidence instead of impulsivity sets a foundation of respect. The ability to stay grounded, no matter the situation, demonstrates true strength.
6.
Putting someone on a pedestal is one of the fastest ways to lose their respect. When a person senses that they are the most important thing in someone else's life, above personal goals, self-respect, and individuality, they begin to see that person as weak. People are not drawn to those who seem desperate for validation. They are drawn to those who have confidence, purpose, and a strong sense of self. Many make the mistake of idolizing their partners, treating them as if they can do no wrong. They agree with everything they say, tolerate disrespect, and prioritize their partner's needs over their own, all in an attempt to keep the relationship intact. At first, the attention may be flattering, but over time, it becomes suffocating. No one wants to feel like they are responsible for someone else's happiness. This level of neediness creates imbalance, making the relationship feel less like an equal partnership and more like an unhealthy obsession. A person who puts their partner on a pedestal often finds themselves chasing after them, constantly seeking approval and reassurance. They are always available, overly generous with compliments, and willing to sacrifice their own interests just to keep their partner happy. But instead of strengthening the relationship, this behavior has the opposite effect. It makes them seem replaceable, as if their only value comes from pleasing someone else. Attraction is built on admiration, And admiration comes from confidence and independence, not from blind devotion. True strength comes from having a life outside of a relationship. A healthy dynamic is built when both individuals have their own ambitions, goals, and personal growth. No one should be the center of someone else's world. Instead, a relationship should be an addition to an already fulfilling life. When someone is constantly trying to prove their worth, they send the message that they don't see themselves as valuable, and if they don't see their own worth, their partner won't either. The key to maintaining respect is to focus on personal growth and self-worth. Instead of seeking validation, focus on building a fulfilling life, one that is exciting with or without a relationship. When someone has their own purpose, they naturally become more attractive. Their energy shifts from needing approval to simply living on their own terms. This creates a dynamic where others feel drawn to them, not because they are desperate for attention, but because they radiate confidence and self-respect. 7. Tolerating disrespect is one of the quickest ways to destroy attraction. The moment someone realizes they can treat you poorly without consequences, they lose respect for you. Respect and attraction go hand in hand. Without respect, attraction fades, and without attraction, the relationship falls apart. Many people make the mistake of ignoring or excusing disrespect out of fear of confrontation or rejection. They think that standing up for themselves will push the other person away, so they stay silent, hoping things will get better on their own. But this only makes things worse. When someone sees that they can get away with crossing boundaries, they will continue to push further, testing just how much they can get away with. Disrespect can come in many forms. It might start small, canceling plans at the last minute, making subtle insults, or ignoring messages. But over time, if unchecked, it escalates. Some people tolerate being publicly embarrassed, having their boundaries disregarded, or even being manipulated emotionally. Each time they let it slide, they reinforce the idea that their feelings and self-worth don't matter. Strong individuals do not tolerate disrespect. They don't need to argue, beg, or threaten to be treated well. They simply walk away from those who don't respect them. They set boundaries and enforce them without hesitation. If someone crosses the line once, they address it. If it happens again, they remove themselves from the situation. There is no need for drama or excessive explanations. Actions speak louder than words. This doesn't mean being harsh or overly controlling. It means having a backbone. A person who values themselves does not waste time convincing others to respect them. They naturally command respect by refusing to tolerate anything less. The key to earning respect is to expect it from the start. Set the standard early and do not compromise on it. If someone repeatedly disrespects you, the best response is to walk away. Don't justify. Simply move on. When someone realizes that you are willing to leave rather than tolerate poor treatment, they will either change their behavior or lose access to you. Either way, you win. Weakness destroys attraction. Women instinctively test men, and if you fail, they lose respect. Being overly agreeable, emotionally unstable, or tolerating bad behavior makes you look weak. A strong man leads, holds his frame, and never chases validation. Stop prioritizing women over your own purpose. Build a life that excites you. Set boundaries, enforce them, and never hesitate to walk away. Respect yourself first, and others will follow.